What's going on?
And this is the Dan and Zoe show.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going? This is gonna be so bad when people actually listen to it. They're gonna be like, they're on crack. What's going on? Okay. Well, to start off this episode, we're gonna do a lighter episode.
Hello.
Hello.
First of all, I'm Zoe.
I already said hello.
I'm Zoe.
I'm Dan.
So, firstly,
Yeah.
we've been getting feedback of people telling us that we should have intro music.
Mm-hmm.
And just to let you know right now, we are pretty broke to buy music.
Yeah. Unless you want some weird, what was it? What's that little guitar thing?
Banjo?
No, not the fucking banjo, the smaller one.
Ukulele?
Ukulele music that all vloggers use because they don't want to pay 10 quid for a song.
Honestly, I would love having Crazy Frog in the beginning for real, because what we just did was terrible.
It was fucking terrible.
Tell him.
Yeah, I just held my phone to the microphone
Playing
Crazy Frog. And Zoe's been dying laughing for 10 minutes about the concept of Crazy Frog and how it starts. Oh my god, Danny, did you know that when he says like bing, bing, bong, 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 it sounds like he's starting an engine or something? Like, oh my god.
It's amazing. I've been a fan of Crazy Frog my whole life, honestly.
Me too.
And also, anyone who is willing to give us their music for free for an intro,
Yeah.
feel free.
Something stupid.
Like something ironic.
Yeah, something ironic and stupid and
Like Crazy Frog.
like Crazy Frog. If you can recreate Crazy Frog in your own way, perfect. We love you. Please do so.
Yeah. Anybody who would like to be featured and do an intro.
Yeah. We'll credit you, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as I was saying before I got cut off by certain someone on this podcast show, I won't name names, but you know who it is. Eyeing. This is gonna be a lighter episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every now and then it's not gonna be every other week or every week or whenever. We're just gonna say every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then, because it seems like I personally tend to stick to harder topics, and after last week's rant, I wanted to do something funny and...
Yeah, and I find it fun, you know?
Yeah.
It's fun just doing something like this, like laid back, where you don't have to take it as seriously and you can just...
Yeah, not necessarily like a philosophical topic or anything, just like a talk, more like...
Yeah, just us being us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, more or less.
And how are we going to call it? Please tell him.
We're going to call it Light Nights.
That's
Light
cool.
Nights with Dan and Zoe.
You know that a journalist loves a good pun.
Love a good pun.
I love a good pun, honestly. They taught us for a straight month last year how to make titles puns.
Well, I'm already there.
You're already there.
I'm already
You're
there,
ahead of the
Chief.
game.
Ahead of the game. And we're starting with a topic, however.
We are.
We're doing Light Nights, but we're starting with a topic.
It's a light topic though.
Yeah, true. It is a light topic.
And I wanted to talk about that topic specifically because since I've moved out of my house, of my parents' house, it has been a wild ride for me.
It's been a roller coaster for both of us, especially you.
You.
Yeah.
I have some very nice and interesting stories about animals attacking my house. Now I have a lot of animals in my house. Just a lot of things that I have to say about having a home and taking care of a home.
Yeah.
Even if you're renting, not necessarily... Renting.
Okay.
Okay, are you going to make fun of my accent now?
I'm sorry. I just find it funny.
My accent?
No, when you fuck up every now and then.
Sorry, I do sometimes.
Yeah.
I just said beta instead of beta.
Better. Yeah, better.
That's
better
so beta.
episode. That's so better. That's
What?
so elpa.
No, please. Is it... Oh, I can't hold it in. I can't hold it in.
Hold in what? Your laugh?
I was gonna say, is it Gagnor?
guys, a serious question from Zoe.
Is it Gagnum or Gangnam style? How do you say it?
She's been saying this to me for a month.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm gonna say a month because that's what it feels like.
Is it Gagnum or
Is it?
Gangnam?
She comes up to me and she's like, "Hey Daniel, oh my god, Is it Gangnam or Gangnam? and then she does the splits. Yeah. I like the contrast between how we start this episode and the other episodes. Okay, oh my god, like this philosopher said, you know, when you're in this house and you're in this house, is it Gangnam or Gangnam?
I just don't want to rant this week, okay? Next week's topic is gonna be serious, but I'm gonna kind of touch upon that in the ending.
Don't take these episodes seriously, you know. Just enjoy it. Just shut your brain off for a bit and just listen. That's what I'm gonna say about these episodes.
A little light night.
A little light night.
So, having your own home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start with the first thing that I faced this year. Is my second year of university. I moved into a house. Since last year I was in Hulls. I moved into a house and I faced recycling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so because in England, apparently, at least on my street, you cannot not recycle.
Yeah.
You need to recycle to get your bins taken.
When I first came here, it was such a strange concept coming from Lebanon. They're like, we have this bin for recycle. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's great though. It's great.
Of course it is.
I love it, and I participate, and now I know how to recycle. But when I came here, when I came to the new house, it was such a wild thing for me to do. I could not get into my pea brain the fact that I need to separate my trash.
Yeah.
And especially the fact that I need to separate my food waste. Okay.
Well, I haven't had that ever. Not even now.
Food waste?
Yeah, food waste.
That's the thing. Many people put the food waste in the non-recycling, but then there's a food waste bin, which we have. And our landlord, shout out to Pamza. Hey, Pamza, if you're listening to that, please come and help me with my bills, please.
Big up, Pam.
Big up, but please come.
Save me.
Save me, please. So she was like, okay, so this is your food waste.
This is the British accent, ladies and gentlemen.
This is really not it.
Well, it's your British accent sometimes.
I'm making it up right now.
Yeah.
It's not my real. Anyway, whatever. So she came over. She was like, okay, this is your food waste. This is your outside food waste bin, which is slightly bigger and is the one that collects the food waste from the whole week and you keep it outside. And then you have an inside food waste bin, which is small and you keep for a day or so that you can collect your peels, any seeds, any, leftover food that you want to throw away, whatever else. Okay. Having that said, I was like, fuck yeah, let's do some recycling, bitches. And I started recycling food. But
oh my God.
But I don't know what happened. And one day, my housemate messaged the group chat.
I did not know this was going to dive into that part, but yeah, go on.
With a picture of the food waste outside. It was covered in maggots.
You're like laughing about it, and they're like, "You're fucking psycho." Whoever's listening to this. Oh my God, maggots!
No, it was you have no idea. Like the food waste, it's a big bucket, okay? And this bucket, when you open it, it's literally like filled with thousands of maggots in there.
You hated me that day.
I did, but night. I'm gonna get to that. Like covered in maggots, like the whole thing is like the bucket is filled with maggots to the brim, and then outside on the tiles in the backyard, covered in maggots as well.
Covered in maggots.
Everywhere, maggots.
Maggot queen.
And I was so I was like, fuck, what the fuck did I do? And I tried to like bounce back from it. I was like, I'm not the only one food recycling. And he's like, bro, come here and like clean your shit. And I came over, and Daniel came over the same night, and I was like, so are you going to help me with the maggots tomorrow? And he was like, no. And I was like, please. And because I really didn't want to, because it was a heavy bucket. You think that maggots are light, but actually when you have a huge food waste bin filled with like 1,000, they're fucking heavy. That's
a fun fact. Maggots are heavy.
Maggots, like when they're in groups, bro, you don't mess with them, okay? And so, and I asked him to help. And after like half an hour of persuading, he was like, okay, I'm going to help you. And you said you will help.
In certain conditions.
What were the conditions?
Please don't make me rely on my memory, because my memory.
I don't remember either.
It's really bad. But there were conditions set by me. And I did not want to carry a bucket
Oh,
That was
wait. Let me tell you, like, help me with the maggots basically means that I decided that the way I'm going to get rid of the maggots, because Daniel was like, take the hose with hot water and like hose them and kill them. And I was like, no, I don't want to kill them, because the image of me hosing the maggots with hot water and their small bodies like quivering and, you know, in the bucket was terrifying. I was like, no, this is animal abuse. I don't want to do that. And what I'm going to do though, I'm going to take the whole waste, the whole food waste bin.
We looked so sketchy.
And I'm going to carry it to the woods.
To the woods,
because we have a forest right next to our house. And we're going to put the bucket in the forest, and I'm going to open it, and I'm going to let my maggot children go.
This was like so early in the morning.
No, we're not in the morning yet. This is the night.
The night?
This is the night where I'm making the plan for leaving the maggots in the forest. So after that, you know, you said, yes, I'm going to help you, whatever, under certain conditions. The morning comes, and it's early. It's like before 10 o'clock. I wake up, my housemate wakes up, Andy, he wakes up, you wake up, and we're all sitting there around the bucket of maggots, and you're both like, fuck no, I'm not touching that.
This is disgusting.
These grown-ass men sit there next to me, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'm going to do it myself. They come inside.
You did it, you fix it.
No, yeah.
You done it, you fix it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's it.
And I took like probably around 15 bin bags, and I put a bin bag around. And at this point, the maggots are crawling outside of the bucket, right? They're covering the bucket. I'm touching them. They're like crawling on my hands. I'm covering the bucket with a bin bag. Then I'm putting that bin bag in another bin bag and in another bin bag, like a Russian doll type thing. And I keep doing that until they stop coming out. And I pick it up and I'm like, fuck, this is so heavy. It's raining. Wind is blowing. I'm in my pajamas. It was raining. I'm in my pajamas. There's a video of me trying to put the bucket inside of the bin bag, and the wind is blowing the bin bag with the maggots, and they're on my hair, on my hands. It's like chaotic. I finally managed to put them inside of the bin bag, right?
Oh, wait. You didn't... Oh, the bin bag. Oh, okay, go on.
And then I'm like, okay. And then I got so mad because I was struggling so much and they didn't want to help me because they were so grossed out. Because to be fair, it was really gross.
Me and Andy saw the maggots come out of the bucket like slowly.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
They were thousands.
Just fucking disgusting.
And I finally put them all inside, okay? And I took the bin bag, and it was so heavy. I'm in a bright yellow hoodie in my pajamas walking on the streets of Bournemouth. It's raining. Some people are passing by looking at me.
And you have these two men in dark
following
coats, hooded up, following you.
Yeah. And I brought them to the forest. Well, almost to the forest. There's a park. I brought them to the park, and I'm tired at this point. I put them down, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to rest for a bit. And I start looking around for where to put the bag. And these two guys from a car in a car park next to us are like, what do you got in that bag? Because obviously it's shady. And I'm like, I turn to them and I think to myself, should I lie? But then again, why? And I'm like, maggots.
Maggots.
And they're like, what? And
you want to see?
I literally was like, do you want to see? And they were like, no. And I went over to them because I couldn't hear them to the car. And they were like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, I've got like my waste bin. It's covered in maggots. I didn't throw it away on time and it just got infested. And I was like, can you guys take them in the trunk and maybe like drive them somewhere? And he was like, can you fuck off? I was like, sure. And so I did not end up carrying them to the forest because it was too far. I was so angry and wet and everything and dirty and disgusting. And then Andy was like, just put them in someone's bin.
Yeah.
And so we went there and I put them in someone's bin. I'm really sorry. Okay, I'm going to just say it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I shouldn't have done it, but I really didn't know what to do. And guys, if you ever want to, this is an advice for me. If you ever want to do food recycling and food waste, Google how to do it, because I still don't know how to do it.
Strange concept.
It is, but maybe I'm an idiot. No wonder.
Just take it out on time.
Yeah, honestly.
And that's it.
Honestly, I'm sorry to whoever I did this to, but it's just...
Someone's listening to this and they're like, it was you fucking guys.
I'm just a kid, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just a kid.
I'm
I
just
didn't
a poor
expect.
foreigner.
I didn't expect to get infested by maggots, honestly.
Yeah. God, that was such a hectic morning. It was in the morning as well. It was just fucked. It was like the first thing we wake up and we're like, okay, we're on this mission.
Time to get rid of the maggots.
Maggot time.
I had another infestation.
You're like the queen of maggots, the queen of slugs. Slugs. Get into it.
Yeah, I came to the house and Andy was already there, and he was like, "Oh, I looked at his shoes because our shoes are right next to the door. This is where we put them." And he was like, "Bro, like, no." I looked at them and I was like, "Bro, what is this thing on them?" Because they were like weird like trails on them as if they're wet or something. I was like, "What is this?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, one slug was like on them." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, like this slug like went over my shoes." And I was
Is that the first time you saw a slug?
We didn't see the slug. We saw the trails.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck,
like a
bro,
horror
that's
movie.
disgusting." Yeah. And then one day, I walk in my room barefoot and I stepped on a slug.
You actually stepped on it?
I did step on it.
Shit.
And I shat myself. And then they continued reappearing and reappearing and reappearing. I had a baby one in my bed. Yesterday I had trails on my laptop. I had
Thanks to me, you have a slug spatula.
we have a slug because there's so many. We have a slug spatula that we use to scrape slugs off the floor and throw them outside. We never kill them because, as I said, I don't want to kill my children. I just don't want them
they
inside
are your
my house.
children.
Yes.
They followed you to my house.
They followed me
day.
to Dan's house. There was one in his house. I probably brought it.
We were outside of the garden. We looked down. We just see a fat slug.
They're so fat.
Yeah, they remind me of Monsters Inc. What was that fat slug? The Mrs.
Oh yeah.
Like the one with the glasses, the old one, the slug. Michael Zalski. That one, yeah.
Yeah. So another advice: if you live on the ground floor in an English house, you're gonna get slugs. Probably, if you don't have already, just make sure to.
I think I'm 100% sure it's because of your chimney.
My fireplace.
Zoe has a fireplace in her room.
I do.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's the opening.
Maybe.
That's bringing them in. Because Jacob and Harrison live on the first floor and they don't have any slugs. In the kitchen, no slugs. I'm pretty sure it's because you got that fireplace there, Chief.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, and it's right next to your bed.
Yeah.
A fireplace right next to your bed, that's another thing.
And,
That's like...
and once I got a huge horsefly in my room, and it started flying around, and it got in my room in the evening at around 10 p.m. and I was like, you know what, Chief, I'm gonna let you stay tonight. I'm gonna let you stay tonight. You seem keen. You're quiet.
Keen?
You seem quite keen. You're quiet, so no matter how fat you are, I'm just gonna let you stay here. Just don't buzz too much, okay? Mistake. 4 a.m, before my 9 a.m. lecture, this fly starts slamming in my forehead, buzzing like a motherfucker.
I saw that forehead and was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna land on that.
Can't wait to fucking slam into that shit. Oh my God.
I wake up, I start like fucking chasing it around, and I started Googling ways. I filled up a cup with vinegar. I put it next to my bed. The vinegar like stank up my room. My whole room reeked like vinegar. It didn't work.
It got more slugs.
No. Wait. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to get a spoonful of honey and I'm going to put it on the floor so that the fly, like, smells the honey. Oh.
Because honeys catch flies?
I don't know.
I don't know. There's a fucking saying.
I really don't know. But I did think that it's going to catch the fly. And I put it down. I start watching the Bake Off. It's currently 5:30 in the morning. I start watching the Bake Off, waiting for my trap to work. Oh my God, I'm a genius. Am I Bear Grylls? Am I gonna eat the fly after? Who knows? So I'm waiting for the fly, and I look over to see if I caught my prey, and I see 3 slugs from all sides of the room, like
like the good, the bad, and the ugly, like standoff. Like, this is my fucking honey.
yeah, crawling towards the honey, and I'm like, not tonight, Satan.
Oh my God. Oh, the saying is, you can't catch flies with honey, but you can catch honey being fly. So next time you put out honey for flies, keep that in mind because it doesn't work.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I know now. So another advice: if you have flies in your house, not honey.
Not honey.
Not honey.
Because then you'll get slugs. It's like every trap you put, just more fucking things come out.
We have spiders.
Everyone has spiders.
Yeah.
You have a fat fucking spider in your toilet somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's like, I'm pretty sure it's like a what's the name of it? The one that's like scary and black widow.
Black widow.
The one that's scary and black. Oh yeah, black widow.
Honestly, English houses are so old and there are traps everywhere.
There's holes everywhere
And
gaps and
a lot of monsters go through there.
a lot of monsters, a lot of ghosts going through your body.
Literally.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. I don't have any insect stories in my house because we're not disgusting.
What does that have to do? It's not me to blame.
The food waste?
The food waste is me to blame.
Okay.
The food waste is me.
Putting honey on the floor.
I was trying to catch the fly, man. What do you want?
Well, A for effort.
Thank you. E?
A.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't really make any sense though. A for effort. It should be E for effort.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. A for
Affinity.
acceleration.
Acceleration?
A for illiteracy.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know, not too many housing situations in mine.
Really?
No, not at all. We have fucked up radiators that leak. Yeah, our sink when you turn it on in the kitchen, it sounds like a fucking boat is going by. Like you turn it on and more, and you keep trying to twist the knobs to make it stop, and it doesn't stop.
No. Oh, another adult story from my experience with my new house. I had a gas leak scare. Whoa.
Whoa.
My first gas leak
You're a
scare.
student. It's not a student house when someone doesn't leave the oven on overnight.
Oh, well, that's happened twice, but that wasn't the gas leak scare.
Mm-hmm.
The gas leak scare was basically, we were sitting in my room and I turned the heater on because it was fucking freezing. And then suddenly I hear this high-pitched noise from outside, like going on constantly. And I'm like, fuck, what the fuck is that? I go out, I start like trying to hear where it's coming from because I hate background noise. So any background noise really sets me off.
Like snoring.
Like snoring. And
No shade.
yeah, and I went there and I stopped the heater and it stopped like a few minutes after and I was like, interesting, but I didn't really think too much of it. Next day comes, I turn the heater on again, same high-pitched noise. This time I'm like, fuck, it's the heater. I stop the heater, high-pitched noise stops, and I shit myself. And what I do as me, I call emergency. Immediately, I go out to the main supplier of gas outside in the house. I read the number. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call. I call. I'm like, hey, and this guy's like, hey, what's your emergency? And I'm like, so when I turn my heater on, there's this high pitched noise coming, and he's like,
have you tried turning it off?
like, and he like, I'm so panicked. Like, I'm like, oh, there's this like high pitched noise, and he's like, well, does it smell? And I'm like, no. He's like, well,
keep in mind on the sign outside
it says,
with the number, it says if there is a smell,
call the emergency number. Yeah. But I was so scared, and he was like, does it go when you turn it off? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like,
turn it off.
He's like, turn it off. And I'm like, but I'm gonna freeze, you know. And then
that wasn't enough. You were still shaken. I
hang up with the emergency. He's like, yeah, call your landlord tomorrow. They're going to fix it. It's probably nothing serious. Just chill out. Like, just turn it off for now. I turn it off. I message the group chat. I'm like, nobody ever turn the heater on again. We're going to blow up. The street is going to blow up. Fucking Bournemouth is gone, okay? Like, this is it, chief. Dan goes home. I'm alone on the first floor. And I'm just like, okay. I go to bed. But I'm like, no. I need to smell if there's gas. I go out. I go to the living room. I start sniffing.
And then your little tiny human brain is like, I smell gas now. There is no gas scent whatsoever.
I'm like, I'm smelling gas. I message Andy. I wake him up. He comes downstairs. He's like, no, doesn't smell like gas. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. Goes upstairs. I wake up my other housemate. She comes down. She's like, no gas smell. And I'm like, no, it smells. She's like,
gas or no gas? No gas.
Then she goes up. and I spent. Oh, the next day I was about to go to Southampton, so I should have. I was about to wake up at 7:30. It's 3:30 at this point. It's 3:30 in England, and it's 5:30 in Bulgaria. I call my dad, who's sleeping sound. I call him, and I'm like, hello. And I was like, hello, what's going on? Like, he's so freaked out. Every time I call him during the night, he gets so freaked out.
Well, yeah, my dad's the same thing. If I ever call my dad after 10 p.m., he's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And
Yeah.
then I'm like, after I have a 5-minute conversation with him, he's like, okay, but what's wrong?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's freaky.
But to call him at 5:30, and he was like, what's going on? I'm like, okay, so that's the thing. Nothing. But but there's this weird high pitch one, and I start explaining, and he was like, yeah, like there's nothing to worry about. Please stop worrying. Of course I didn't. And I kept jumping the whole night.
You messaged me at like 2 a.m. being like, Daniel, I'm going to blow up.
Yeah, literally. And so I ended up not sleeping. And then the next day it turned out that it's just air pressure in the radiator in the living room.
Wow.
So next advice is if you hear a weird noise from your heater, don't automatically assume that it's a gas leak. Maybe it's your radiator. Old houses make a lot of noises.
Don't ever assume. That's it. Life lesson.
Really don't.
Yeah. Be scared. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Be scared, but don't assume.
Honestly, like, there are so many things to learn about your house when you move in.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy. Like, my mom and dad have a house, and I've never really seen the behind the scenes of them having gas leak scares, having weird animal infestations, because they've had it. I'm sure they've had it.
100%, yeah. Unless they're like flawless when they take care of a house.
They're not. Nobody is.
Or maybe they just took care of it before you even were born. They went through it and they were like, okay.
I guess so, yeah. But we lived in an apartment, and then we moved into a house. So I guess I'm pretty sure that issues change depending on if you're a house or an apartment.
Yeah, apartment's easier to maintain
Maybe.
than a house. Well, yeah, because with a house you have the garden. You have, if it's like a 2-story house, you have more to deal with. If it's an apartment, you don't even own it. Because, you're renting your apartment. And so everything that needs to be taken care of is usually taken care of by whoever actually owns the apartment.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing about houses. If you think that you're ever going to clean your house, you're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
You're never going to clean your house. A house can never be clean. That's a rule I learned. No matter how much you clean, there's more.
There's always something.
There's more. It's so big. And even when you think this house is small, it's still huge.
You clean the whole of first floor, you go up to the second floor and clean it. By the time you're finished the clean second floor, downstairs it's already gone dirty again.
Yeah, and there are so many cracks and crevices, then you're like, you know what, I might as well not just not clean. I haven't cleaned the under of my bed ever. Have you?
I can't, no, because my bed hits the ground.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And also my Pamza left a huge fucking dinosaur Dyson, Pamela, and now I can't clean anywhere besides open space because it's so big and not mobile at all.
Just get a sweeper. Get a sweeper and sweep under your bed.
That's not efficient at all.
Well, what's the best you're going to do? At least your floor isn't carpeted. It's easier to clean.
Oh, carpeted floors. That's another one.
Yeah.
Crazy.
My house has a lot of carpets in it. And you just know when you step barefoot in the carpet, you're just stepping on
jizz,
human dust, like remains, dead skin, fungus, whatever it is, it's there. A lot of stuff. You're just stepping in it. And it's almost like when you step in something, you see a big whoosh of dust come out. That's kind of what I feel when I step in it.
Disgusting.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah.
My house I've shot a horror in there because it's a horror house.
It is a horror house.
It is a horror. You go in there at night and there's no one else there, you're going to fucking shit yourself.
Yes, true.
Everyone always messages the chat. They're like, who's home? I'm scared. 6 fully grown men being like, who's home? I'm scared.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's terrifying.
Another thing, once you open a door on the ground floor, any door, it's going to get cold.
Yeah.
It's going to get freezing. Like, no matter how, like, even if it's like 1 millimeter open, your house is going to be below -10 degrees.
Below -10 degrees. even though it's like 5 degrees outside.
Yeah, but it's gonna get colder inside.
It's gonna get below minus 20 degrees inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't have too many house problems. I think my housemates have become more efficient with fixing the house than our actual guy that comes and fixes our house. Big up Mike. He comes and like he fixes my blinds and he leaves. and now Angus knows how to fix blinds, so we just have him do it. Charlie fixed his shelves in his room. Jacob and Angus are fixing the radiators, and this guy Mike, he's just laying back, he's collecting that cash. He's just doing nothing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and these people like cleaners, fixers, like gardeners, especially gardeners. Pamela sent us an email during the summer saying, "Hey guys, like you're gonna need a gardener," and we were like, "Fuck off! I'm not gonna need a gardener. I can fucking garden my own garden." No, you can't.
No, you really
You need
can't.
a gardener, bitch.
You need someone who actually has time to garden that shit.
Yeah.
And not like 12 a.m. at night where you're like, okay, I have 30 minutes.
Let's garden.
Let's garden, guys. No, we were supposed to have a gardener, but no gardener.
Your garden is fucked.
My garden is fucked. There's patches everywhere. There's like brown grass.
We have a palm tree.
We're going to have a palm tree next year outside in front of our house. There's a palm tree.
Your house is cool for next year.
It's fucking cool. My house next year is delightful.
Delightful.
Delightful. Delightful. Is this like ASMR? Please don't do it.
Okay, whatever.
Someone's gonna hate it. Someone's gonna be like reported.
Fuck.
Assault.
You're gonna report it anyway because of crazy frogs.
Crazy frog. Oh my god, guys! Did you realize that like the sound at the beginning is like when he starts an engine? Holy shit!
Fucking cool.
Can we talk about the Lisa situation?
What?
With her, the thing in the library was so funny.
One of my friends started online dating just now, and she went on 2 dates in one day, and she literally had to run to a coffee shop and then run back to the library to meet someone else, like 2 people in a row. Probably people have had more, but she's completely...
I know someone who's had...
Yeah, she's completely new to online dating, but it's crazy seeing somebody getting into it and being like... But I think we should have like a separate podcast on it.
Yeah.
Should we? Asking you.
Yeah, we should. And asking the audience.
I'm asking the audience,
Yeah, but I wanted to talk about the whole concept of I'm waiting for him, he's waiting for me. Where they're playing mind games sitting in the library. They're on the same floor, 30 steps away from each other, sitting. Literally. Snapchatting and messaging each other.
No, literally 30 steps.
Literally 30 steps away from each other. And if he turned the corner, he would have seen her. Mm-hmm. And it was just mind games. It was just...
What if he's listening to the podcast?
What if he is? So what? The date would have already been done by then.
True.
But what was the whole mind games thing that they were playing?
I don't know. She was like, he should come to me. It's gonna be so stupid if I go to him.
No. It was like I want him to come to me, but he wants me to come to him. Yeah. And then it was like the battle of the brain. Who has more willpower and control over the other person?
Yeah. God.
It was really fucking stupid.
And I'm interested to see how she develops online dating for herself.
Yeah, if she develops it within next week, we're gonna have her on.
Definitely. Wait, I don't know how we got here. I had more things to say about houses.
Go for it.
I wanted to talk about bills.
Oh my god, I can't come into these conversations. I don't pay bills.
That's the thing. That's the difference between me and you. You're the fortunate one. I'm the unfortunate one.
Yeah.
So this is why I have all these ridiculous stories for a house, and you have none. You're like...
Oh, hold on. I want to tell you about my fortunate story, since we were talking about my next year house. So me and my housemates went, and we were trying to decide who gets which room. And we're like... And someone was mentioning, okay, let's just say someone pays more and other people pay less to get the shitty rooms. And 2 people were like okay with it, and I wasn't mentally, like internally, because I was like, I don't want to pay more. But at the same time, I don't want to try my luck with coin tosses, drawing straws, all of these. I suck. I'm lucky in real life, but I'm so unfortunate when it comes to testing your luck on purpose. And so I went through the whole thing being like, fuck, I'm going to fucking lose this thing so bad. I'm going to get the worst room. I'm going to live on the first floor. And we drew straws, and I got the best fucking room out of the whole house. Everyone was so mad on the spot. I'm sure they're not that mad now, but me saying this now is going to make them even more mad. They're going to tell me to shut the fuck up. But sorry, guys, I won.
and the difference is, last year when I had the choice, I was the first to choose. And I chose thinking, bro,
living on the first floor.
So cool.
So fucking cool, bro.
No light in my room. My room looks like a
you
fucking...
hear everything.
I hear the whole street. I live on a main street. I hear all the cars passing by. No light coming into my room, no matter how big the windows are. Because I saw the windows. I was like, these windows are huge. I'm going to have the sun inside of my room, bro. Like, this is going to be huge.
You have to step on your desk to open
I have to step on the desk to open up the window. Many other things. So, yeah. That's the difference between the fortunate and unfortunate. The unfortunate chooses a room and still ends up with a bad room. And the fortunate doesn't choose, but still ends up with the best one.
Yeah. What's the life lesson in this?
No life lesson.
No life lesson.
You're either fortunate or unfortunate.
That's it. Two types of people in the world. What was the name for it?
The unfortunate lovable and the fortunate.
No. I remember you and Joanne, was it? Or you and Evil? Where had names for people like the Davids. And
the Davids and Johns. But that's
Davids
a whole
and
other
Johns.
thing.
That's another thing. Davids and Johns. I'm a David, you're a John.
I'm a Dave, you're a John.
Oh, I'm a John, you're a David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any Homestuck fan will get this.
Homestuck.
Shout
Never
out.
seen it. Don't know it.
You can't see it. It's a comic.
I've never read it.
Whatever. I just want to have like a sweet little segment on this, please.
Mm-hmm.
Can you let me?
Go on.
Another thing about housing and having your own house is you're going to end up trying to pay bills, okay? You're going to pay bills. And Daniel here does not pay bills because, again, he's too fortunate for that, of course.
We pay extra every month to just have it done with. We don't have to deal with it.
Yeah. Well, we don't.
Yeah.
And we deal with it ourselves. And me being a natural group leader, and me being
natural keyword.
Yeah, a born group leader, and being so passionate about actually doing things right and not wanting anybody to interfere with the way I do things. I was like, yo guys, I'm gonna take care of the fucking bills right now, okay? And turns out paying bills in England is quite different than paying bills in Bulgaria, because in Bulgaria what happens is you get your warm water,
Mm-hmm.
you get your gas, you get your electricity,
Yeah.
and then you get your bill in the end of the month. And they tell you, bro, you need to pay 10 quid. And if you don't go and pay, they stop it. Okay? They just stop all of them. You don't have them anymore. It's like the internet. It works like the internet. And it's one company for gas, one company for electricity, one company for water, for warm water.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're communists.
Are we doing that voice?
Not really, no.
Okay, no,
anyway.
we shouldn't.
So it's easy. It's relatively easy. But here, you have, because of the free market, you have thousands and thousands upon thousands of companies. Did you just burp?
Yeah. Did you hear it?
Yeah?
On the microphone?
Yeah?
Oh, fuck.
That was disgusting.
That was like me breathing fire.
It was kind of...
That was so majestic. I loved it. Please go on.
Oh, I hated it.
Please go on.
Okay. So yeah, and you have to figure out which company you're registered with. So for anybody who is going to have their own house next year and who is not British, or who is British but hasn't been introduced to this weird billing system, you need to introduce yourself as soon as possible, because it's going to be a mess. Like, it will be a mess. Your house might be signed up with some companies. Your companies might be the same as last year. You might find a cheaper deal. There are these websites where you compare gas companies and you choose which one's the cheapest. You get the same service. The gas is there. The gas is in the gas pipe, okay?
Gas is gas.
Gas is gas.
It's
right
not like
there.
you're paying for diesel or...
No. It's
whatever
not like different companies come and install new different pipes or some weird elaborate system that they have. It's literally the same gas. It's the same heater. It's the same boiler. It's just different companies, apparently. And for the same amount of, like, if I use my gas, my heater for 5 minutes, and then at the end of the month I have 20p gas, for one company. For another company, the same amount of gas will be 25p. Thanks, free market.
Thank you.
Very cool.
I think what they mostly charge for is the service, customer service.
There is no customer service. I've tried calling all of them. Customer service is shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who talks to customers trying to pay bills is shit. I tried calling. There is this number hidden in the deepest part of Wikipedia where for Dorset, you call and you're like, yo, who is my gas supplier? And they tell you based on your, basically, you have to Google on, you have to search the number for some person. I don't know what this place is, but you call them and they tell you based on your postcode who is your gas supplier and if your house is registered with a gas supplier and who it is. Then when you find out who your gas supplier is, you call. Or you try to register with your account number. But if you haven't had a bill yet, you can't because you don't have an account number. So
you just get fucked.
So you just get fucked and you wait for the bill. And then the bill comes 3 months later and they're like, oh, sorry for the late bill, but you've got like 500 pounds of gas. And you're like, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Npower.
Thank you.
Very cool. And you're like, whatever, I'm broke anyway. I might as well just...
Get broker.
Get broker. Or because I'm not very good at explaining this and I still don't know how to pay bills, I might sound like a fucking idiot to people who do know how to do it. But if anybody is confused, go to the uni. Go to the uni and ask the uni.
Yeah, I don't know why people underestimate how much uni can help you.
They can help you, but just because they're inefficient in any other service, people kind of assume that if you go and ask for help with bills, they're going to be like, bro, you're a grown person.
Oh, call this number.
I'm a 20-year-old woman and I don't know how to pay my bills. There it is. I said it.
Yeah. Well, it's not your fault. It's not like you've been living here all your life. Or even for the majority.
Yeah, many people who have been living here for their whole life still don't know how to pay bills. Because it's complicated. It's one of those things that English people decided to make so much more complicated than it has to be.
It's the free market.
Shout out to all of the people in houses, because in every house there is this one person who takes care of the bills. Thank you. Thank you. You know who you are. You're doing good.
That one person takes care of everything.
Of the bills especially.
Yeah.
And I was going to say something, but I forgot.
What was it related to?
Yeah, well, to this.
To this, and you just blanked?
I blanked.
I feel like this has segued into another rant about the gas, and it's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
You're just talking shit about gas and gas suppliers. It's pretty funny, I won't lie.
Is it?
Yeah. Just hearing your rage about this thing that goes on.
Well,
the whole thing.
It's such a small thing, and you never think... When you get a house in first year, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to live with my friends. It's going to be so fun. And then you go to that house and you're like, boom, gas bills, bro.
Unless you're me.
Oh, dual fuel.
What the fuck is dual fuel?
Exactly. What the fuck is dual fuel? It's apparently when there is this, you have the same supplier.
You know
for
what
gas.
you're like?
What?
You're like a one of those people that come to your house and sell you, and then you say the word dual fuel, and then you're like, exactly, what the fuck is dual fuel? And then over here, we have this little pamphlet that I'll show you that has all these fuels that we offer.
Yeah, well, except I'm not an advocate, but dual fuel is when you, if anybody out there is wondering, and they do have dual fuel, guys, it means that you have the same supplier for electricity and for gas.
Wow, what a name. I thought it just means fuel too. Fuel times 2.
Well, I guess kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dual fuel. What else would it mean?
Yeah.
2 fuels. Fuel and electricity. Why electricity? Why is electricity part of the dual fuel?
I really don't know. I really don't. The boards, when it comes to the boards, your landlord, if you call to ask for help from your landlord, Pamza, she was like, you got 2 boards, girl, okay? You got one board, you got one board for the gas outside of the house. You go there to see the emergency number for a gas leak and also to see the numbers for your gas, how much gas you're using. And then you have an electricity board, which is for your, whatever it is for your lights, let's say. Don't touch the electricity board. You're going to get fried.
Well, I mean, obviously.
It's
I think
not
that goes
that
without
obvious.
saying.
It really isn't that obvious.
And there's a big fucking electricity board. Just don't touch it.
Yeah.
Just don't fucking touch it.
Or if you do want to touch it, make sure that there's somebody else there who knows what it's doing and why you're doing it for.
So basically calling the professional and just let them do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would you have professionals stand by there and be like, okay, touch it. Okay, you can touch it.
Okay, fine. If you really want to.
If you really want to, do it. And then he just like commands you which cords or which cables to put in. And he's just sitting there like watching you. That's funny. That's just a funny sight. like you're a student, you pay for your bills to get covered and repaired, and then this guy, all you're paying for is for him to come over and tell you, get on your knees and fix this electrical board.
I could see that happening easily.
Yeah. What is a YouTube video? This is basically a YouTube video in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, except you're paying for it and it does nothing.
Yeah. It's a tutorial.
Live tutorials. That's a cool concept.
Mm.
And on a student type podcast, you know, like life hacks for students.
Kill yourself.
What?
That's life.
Is that Joji? What's his name? Filthy Frank. He put it.
The filthy Frank.
The filthy Frank, the pink guy, the pink one. Yeah.
Oh my God! Did I just trigger like the whole of YouTube by saying the words "killers"? I'm so sorry. I take it back. Take it back.
I thought you were saying it as a joke in reference to his video, because he made a video and his life hacks were like kill yourself.
Oh really?
Yeah. That's what I thought you were referencing.
No, I haven't seen that video.
You fucked up.
Sorry.
You fucked up real bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm panicking.
This might be light night. This might be light night, but
I just told you.
This ain't so light, Chief. I can't lie.
I was saying it as a joke, as in like life hacks for students. Haha.
Do you know what this society is like right now? You can't say that without getting attacked. I don't care, but people out there, they'll just hunt you down.
It was really a joke, guys. I'm really sorry. I don't mean to say that, and I know how serious suicide is, and I'm actually right now studying ethics, so I know language that you should use relating to suicide and reporting on suicide, and that no excessive details are needed. Please don't attack me. I'm really sorry. I've dealt with people with depression before. I've had them in my life, so I really relate to these issues.
Okay,
please.
PewDiePie.
Please. Yeah, this is my apology.
This is PewDiePie's recovering marketing publicity thing.
2.0.
3.0. Holy fuck.
3.
He's done it twice. What was I gonna say? Something about, oh yeah, speaking of the whole, suicide thing, there was this report of this newspaper that was making fun of guys crying on the newspaper. It was like boo-hoo or whatever, like these men crying on a TV show, and it's like hilarious or something. Yeah, this is, pull it up as I'm talking about it so you can see it. It's this article talking about these men crying on a show. I don't know.
How do I even pull that up?
Just put like article men crying thing, and the same news network. Did you find it?
I wrote that, and the first thing that appeared on Google is crying. Wikipedia. Crying is the shedding of tears in response.
No, just put TV show men crying newspaper thing report, whatever. Just really specify. Don't just put men crying. Yeah, so that came out, and the same newspaper outlet also reported a few weeks before about the increase in men's suicides, and they put why it's happening and whatnot, and it's just ridiculous. Are you still struggling to find it?
Is it
You're so shit at finding stuff online.
Is it the Washington Post?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know.
Zoe is so bad at finding stuff online.
Is it Dazed? The 10 iconic moments men cried on film. Nope.
No, you're really not. Whatever. It's.
How am I supposed to find something like this?
I don't know, but I realized the pattern of you not being able to find stuff, and then me just going and Googling it and be like, it's right there.
I pulled up the Wikipedia page for crying.
Yeah.
For what crying is.
Yeah. And you're like, is this it?
And no, obviously it's not. Jesus.
Yeah, but anyways, I just wanted to mention that. It's been hitting the news. It's been out there, and it's pretty bad.
Men crying?
Men crying. Taking the piss out of men crying.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, especially when when they reported about men's suicides, and it's a big thing now. You know, everyone talking about raising awareness on men's suicides, an increase of it, and then to pull something like this, and from such, I think it was something like the Daily Mail. I'm not gonna claim that it was the Daily Mail. Don't quote me.
Really don't.
But just it's somewhere. I'm not saying it is the Daily Mail. I'm just saying it's some newspaper outlet.
I'm shaking his head at him like.
Yeah. I don't know what it was.
The Daily Mail are gonna sack you.
They're gonna fucking sack. I don't give a shit. Fuck them.
I'm not saying any of this. I don't associate and I don't relate to what this man is saying right now.
Yeah.
I have it on record.
Whatever. Fuck everyone.
This podcast has been so chaotic.
Honestly, right?
Starting off with copyright music, going through.
We started with Crazy Frog. Can I just like remind everyone? after saying men suicide, then this is segued.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. This is a serious apology.
This is a serious apology. But
I'm not apologizing to N-Power because they should apologize to me.
To who?
N-Power.
Who the fuck's N-Power?
A gas supplier.
Oh.
My gas supplier.
You're like the Jehovah's Witness, where like you could have a full hour conversation after the gas you talked about, but then like, but I'm not apologizing for N-Power. our gas company.
They're. Oh, God. Oh, okay. What happened today?
Oh my God.
We got finally 3 months later, we get our gas bill.
I think we should stop with the gas talk.
I just want to say one thing. I got one gas bill of £224, and then the next day I got another gas bill telling me that the previous gas bill is cancelled, and now I have a different gas bill.
But can we clap for Empower? It's just you clapping. You're clapping for the company that you hate. Good job.
I don't hate them, but like
you dislike them, or you don't like the idea.
It's an ironic.
It is an ironic clap, and we've talked a lot about gas. You've talked a lot about gas.
I have.
Yeah, I've talked a lot about blank.
What do you want to talk
blank. About? I don't know. I thought we were gonna introduce the scenario, and okay, another part of this light night type of episodes is we're gonna mix it up every now and then. We're gonna have this thing we do where it's one of us introduces a scenario that's so outlandish and unrealistic and it'll never happen, and we just want to see the other person's reactions and their responses to it, their first responses and whatever it is.
Basically, this whole thing started with me coming up to Daniel being like, what would you do if like I strangled you right now?
What would you do if like a zombie apocalypse happened and I'm a zombie but we're still together? Yeah.
And
as friends.
And yeah, and I've been doing this with my best friend. We've had this game called What Would You Do If? And we've been doing it since we were 10 years old, and these super weird, like out of nowhere questions we would ask each other and we would answer, like what would we do in certain scenarios. And I really think that hypotheticals actually really do reveal a lot of things about your personality that you might have not known and that other people might have not known. Really? Don't really? Oh my God.
These types of scenario conversations have gone on for like an hour, 2 hours, a whole day, a week, where she would go back to and be like, okay, but this and that. Okay, but what if at the wedding, like zombies attack? Zombies attack.
Yeah.
Or a meteor fucking hits us right now and we're all dead. What would you do?
So, yeah. So, you know,
what would you do if you just died?
So, in that context, we've decided that when we have light nights, we will have like a outline topic like we had just now about having your own home and issues that might come and might surface. And then at the end of it, we're going to have a hypothetical, and we're going to kind of develop a hypothetical.
Yeah, that's the plan. And another part of it is games. I don't know how we're going to do games, but I think games in some way, one or another, would be cool.
Like, what's that sound?
Yeah. What's that sound?
Yeah, that's a game. That's a game for a podcast.
That sounds fucking weird. It's like It's like that touchy-feely game.
What's the body part? Guess the body part.
Yeah, that touchy-feely. Yeah. But that's what we want to introduce. And that's what we want to grow and do every now and then. I'm not going to say every other week. We're not going to plan these. It's just going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Light Nights. That's the name of it. And yeah.
Are we
gonna
done?
Be different. I think we're done. And if it's appropriate, I would like to end.
Oh my God.
End this podcast.
It's really not appropriate at all.
What?
This
What is
whatever.
it? What am I doing?
Okay.
What am I doing?
Okay.
What am I doing?
We got
What do you
okay. Oh my God. No.
That's
Is
like
that
a cool.
it?
That's a cool. No, I just paused it there. It's like a cool DJ mix. You know what's going on,
Or-
and then we tell them what's going on.
Oh.
Oh.
Fuck.
Yeah. But that was this episode.
That was this episode. I hope you liked hearing me rant about house problems. And if you have any house problems or advices that you want to give me, not Daniel, because apparently he is too fortunate to have house problems, please leave them down in the comments or anywhere else you want to contact me.
If you want to hear more fortunate stories that I've been through, please let us know, because I'm 100% willing to share these fortunate stories that I've been through.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really want to say it.
Well, I guess that was it then. I hope you liked Light Nights with us.
I hope you like Light Nights. Sorry if this went a bit overboard, but we will control it next time.
Next week, we are planning on having a more serious subject, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
We're not going to say what we're going to talk about, but we might have some guests as well.
Some guests. Yeah,
Yes.
maybe.
On a more heavy topic.
Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. This has been Daniel.
This has been Zoe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.